Alrighty, attention in the pits. All racers, report to the staging lanes. The show is about to start.
Good evening, everyone. I feel like I got to bend over and talk onto this thing. Let me pull this up a little bit. Here we go. What's going on, everyone? As you can see, we're missing an amigo. My dad is actually in New York dynoing a motor right now. So when I say we, I mean Jason and I are going to be your guys' entertainment for tonight. So let's buckle in, grab your favorite beverages, and let's get rolling. First off, NHRA Bandit, the exhaust flanges that you want cut. What size do you want those portholes to be? So that way I can get rolling on that. If you could let me know, I'd appreciate it. So far, we have Tim, NHRA Bandit, Johnston CNC Designs, and Ben, and Philip III, and Jeannie Willingham. You know, I always like that last name, Willingham. It sounds like a British elegant name, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and we got a few more. We got Holder's Garage and Eric Chambers with us now.
There you go.
So thank you guys for joining. Make sure I have volume. Yes, I can hear myself. Thank you guys for joining. Oh, yep, I got volume. Todd S. He's with us, and he's working on his 535 tonight. Nice. Philip III's back on 2 devices. Good.
Hey, the more view, the better.
That's right. I'll just leave the headset on so that way I can play around with my buttons.
There you go.
That, you know,
I can do the microphone. All right, everybody, let's do this. Where's my horn at? Yeah. So anyways, let me turn this off.
Okay. So anyways, tonight's topic also is going to be with the spirit of getting the Le Mans that we did 2 years ago, a video on, and we're still building the motor on it and whatnot. We are getting the Le Mans ready for this season to race it. So my question is, when you buy a race car, I was going to say, you can put those on if you want. When you buy, and when I say race car, I use that term loosely as in like a street car, even, you hear?
Yep.
Okay. Even a pro mod or something like that. Whenever you have a car like that on Facebook Marketplace, or I think it's called racingjunk.com, if you buy a car from someone, even if you know them, what do you think that you need to do before you take that car out and race it? I'm going to tell you what Jason and I are going to be working on the car, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. But I'd like to hear your guys' feedback on it, because maybe you guys will make us think of something that we didn't think of. So that's tonight's discussion, and also whatever else you guys want to get into. And yeah, so once again, if you're just joining, which we had a few people join already, my dad is in New York dynoing a motor. Joe Bass's motor, I do believe he said it was. And he didn't tell me any freaking numbers or anything yet. So I don't know if they're in the middle of dynoing. I don't know if they are done and he's back home. I have no idea what's going on. So Well, I'll see if he text messages me later on or not. But nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know that. That's our first.
Well, meaning check every nut and bolt. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Well, how many wiring problems have you guys seen with a race car? You know, people don't realize how much wiring's in a car, let alone a race car.
Right.
You know, with a race car like this one here, this car is it's in a class that they call Pro, and it's like a street / strip car, I would say. It has a VIN number, and we can drive it on the street, and we can drive it to the track, but it doesn't have everything that the normal car would have, as in, you know, like AC, heater. It does have turn signals and headlights and taillights, but it doesn't have like interior lights. It doesn't have, and it's a 71, so it definitely doesn't have any electronical stuff, as in like a fuel injection or anything like that. So, but there's still a lot of wiring. And if a mouse gets in there, you do not want gremlins at the racetrack. So, you know, I know Jason and I, we're going to go over nuts and bolts, as Philip III said. We're going to go over the wiring. This car has a transmission in it already, so we're going to go over that, check the fluid and everything. But we're also going to check the drive shaft, and we're going to check the grease fittings on the drive shaft. We're going to drain the fluid and replace it in the rear end. We're going to check tires, brakes, and steering shaft. We're also going to check the frame, make sure there's no cracks or anything hidden in that. What else, Jason?
I mean, I think you dialed in on everything there, but I mean, down to safety. I mean, you're gonna have to look and see the cage.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
gotta look at that.
Yeah, so the roll cage, we had to make sure that's up to code.
You said something about the safety net's probably gonna be switched out because
Yeah, the window safety net and the seat belts will definitely have to be switched out. The seat, the seat, they don't really, unless you're using like a wood one from the 1920s.
I think we should be okay.
Yeah, I think we're all right with the seat.
Unless we keep drinking the beer, and yes, we are drinking Don's portion of his beer.
Yes, we are. Eric Chambers asked what motor. So this motor is going to be, I think my dad says it's going to be a 481. I could be very wrong about that. We talked about 3 different motors for this car, so I don't remember off the top of my head which one. But it's the one that I'm sure that you've seen if you follow us on YouTube. It's the Ram Air 4 cylinder heads, the cast iron ones that my dad ported out and used the Belzona to fill in all the water jackets and stuff. So it's that build. I need to get my butt out there to the shop to video that build because we got the short block put together. We got to finish the heads and button it all up. And then it's going to come to my house where the car is at. And we're going to put the motor in and I'm going to video that as well. So
we'll have a different background view.
Yeah, we'll have a different background. It won't be my trusty, rusty Firebird.
And then we have a few other B&R Racing just joined us. Hello.
Welcome. Philip III wheel bearings. Yes, that's another good thing. Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely brakes. What do you know what kind of brakes are on it now? Did you even get a chance to look at it?
I haven't even got a chance to look at the brakes. I think the front ones are a stock configuration, not meaning that they're stock brakes, but they're stock configuration still, I think. I know the rear ones have slotted and drilled rotors on it. and they're disc. So that's definitely not stock, but I'm not sure if they're like Wildwoods or Bears or a knockoff kit or what.
Might have to get ahead of the game and get it pushed in here. Start taking some tires off.
Well, the Ohio weather. If I can get some nice days here, because Jesus.
I don't know about you guys, but we're still getting snow here and there in the morning, and it sucks.
Yes, brakes are for quitters. Well, I agree. But at the end of the track, I would like to be able to get off the track and keep my car in one piece. But yes, we are definitely going to. Jason and I are going to be working on the Le Mans, and then of course any other help that is going to show up, we'll gladly take that. That means we can drink more beer.
Yeah.
But we're going to videotape that, the installation of the motor, and then I have to get out there and do that engine before he gets it all together. It needs to be videoed. I just been busy.
Well, yeah. Well, got your own things going
on. Parachutes. Is there a parachute on that car? I don't think that. No, there is not. There's no parachute.
You want to go look at it, but I don't think there is.
Yeah.
I know you said something about a wheelie bar, but it wasn't attached.
Yeah, it's on there. It's just a shorty one. It doesn't stick out past the bumper. And I think they did that to keep it street legal, because I don't think you're allowed to drive it on the street if it goes past the bumper.
Yeah, makes sense.
The Le Mans is a 71. We did a video on the Le Mans, kind of kick-started the whole YouTube channel. That was, believe it or not, 2 years ago now.
Wow.
And it did. That was, I think, one of our first videos.
Do we have a picture of the Le Mans still? I know we showed it a couple. No, I got one. I got one of my son in it.
I was gonna say I don't have any on my phone.
Let me see if I can share it.
You could be very right. It probably does need a parachute for 950 or faster. And I think it'll go 950 or faster, but my dad doesn't think so. So we're going to see.
We'll just have to lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to lighten me up a little bit.
Well, that doesn't happen when we drink all the beer.
That's right. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Side pick, and then Aiden in it. Yep, Aiden in it. You didn't get the tail end.
I did not get the tail end. So, Jamie, you want to run down and see if he's got a shoot?
Jamie says she thinks there's one on there. I don't think there is, because typically the trunk panel, the key lock is in the way. A CNC mill. Yeah. Oh, John, you if you have my dad's number, give him a call. We are looking for a CNC mill. If you could do that, please. He's the one fronting the money for that right now, because I am not in the position for fronting the money right now. Or
nor the room.
Yeah, nor the room.
What we have behind us, there's not much in front of us.
No, there's not. This is a 24 by 31 garage, and it's packed to the brim.
To the brim. There's walkways.
Yes.
If we could show it.
Yeah, there's walkways. So, I got a lot of irons in the fire, just like my dad does. I get that from him, I think. I just can't sit still. So I run my business, and then I help my dad, and I do the YouTube thing, and then I work full time. So yeah.
Philip III said you got it. He needs a
yes, I need a loan.
Sure.
Yes, please, John, forward the info to the Facebook page. I greatly appreciate that. What kind of mill is it? Just now you have my curiosity going.
Right.
So yeah, that's another thing too. Money talks and old school twist says all his does is say goodbye. Mine too. Mine too. Mine doesn't even really talk. It just waves.
Through the bank account, out the bank.
Yep. Checks in the mail. All right, Philip III. Thank you. Philip III will send a check, so I got to be careful with that. I love it. But we will be doing videos on CNC milling as well as soon as we can get that all figured out. I'm trying to convince my dad into moving a lot of the stuff that he sends out and keep it in house, and that means cylinder head porting as well. And so I just I get into the CNC part. My dad's really not into it, but I love it. So you're going to see a lot of videos of this mug with doing CNC stuff. So, and I think it's cool. I think people like watching it, and I think it's educational as well, because now you can see what goes into making these parts. You know, doing it by hand though does make it harder and longer, but you know, CNC makes it a lot easier. So a horizontal mill, yes, indeed. Yeah, horizontal mill. My dad and I were talking about getting a Haas, and I can't remember off the top of my head now the part number, I guess you can call it. What model number it is. But it was a 5-axis machine, but it was too much for us to get started at first. Even a used machine was still going to be pretty pricey because we got to tool it. It's not just getting the machine. We got to wire it and tool it and get fixtures made for it. And, you know, so we're going to get there, but it's going to be
slowly but surely.
A while, yeah.
The tortoise.
The slow and steady tortoise.
Slow and steady.
Yep.
But we'll get there.
That's right.
John, if it's too big for your shop, well, how big is this thing? You know the footprint of it?
Well, my dad's shop, I mean, we'll just have a yard sale and I'll just sell all this crap out of the showroom.
Right. I mean, well, showroom, Ben's, you know what? Easter's coming up real quick.
It is.
We did say we were going to do a special about cleaning out and seeing what we actually have out there.
Oh, the barn alone is a weekend to be explored. So
we might be having a treasure hunt coming up here soon because I think we can make some cool shit out of some.
Have you guys ever seen American Pickers? That's what my dad's barn looks like. You walk into that barn, and if you know anything, what you're looking for and looking at, holy shit, your eyes would be going ding 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 ding. I mean, he has stuff everywhere.
We be all in a candy store.
Oh yeah, I know I am every time I walk in there. And miraculously, I go in there when he's not there, so I take stuff home. It's bigger than a Bridgeport. Oh, so like bigger than a Bridgeport knee mill, or bigger than the Bridgeport like their CNC mills that they have.
So they can vary because Bridgeport has a big variation of machines.
Yeah, if that's true, if it does have stepper motors, it probably is not like a huge machine where it takes the AC servos. Okay. And even that stuff, I mean, is easily replaceable and upgradable and everything like that. So, but we just need a mill, CNC mill for me, realistically. So that way I can start learning
learning.
Oh, it looks like a big knee mill. Okay, perfect. Yeah, definitely have to tell my dad about it. Front put Haas.
That depends on how much money you want to spend.
Yeah.
It varies on those machines.
Yeah.
They have a lot of variety.
Yeah, Haas has a machine that is literally, I think, 48 inches wide and like 50 inches deep. And it's like 6 foot tall. And it's a super mini mill. And then they have ones that go to the size of a freaking car.
If not bigger. I mean, some of those Haas, and it amazes me. You can see them on Marketplace, and it's like,
Well, what makes me go crazy about that is you'll see a Bridgeport on there, and Bridgeports are good machines. I mean, they're not a joke, and some will be selling for $800, and then some of them are selling for $6,500. I mean, it's all over the place. Eagle 400. Okay.
they say, I know what I got, is what they say.
Yeah.
You
And I
guys-
know what you ain't gonna get.
Right. Everybody knows those famous words.
Let's see. Just looking it up real quick, just out of curiosity. See if I can get a picture of it.
It's a little bit bigger than what he has.
Yeah. I like it. Yep, I'll tell my dad about it and see what we can see if he's interested in it. But yeah, I get into the CNC stuff. Philip Thur said he worked with Haas that were 8 foot by 5 foot, 6 foot high. Yeah. Yeah, and I bet you that was a really cool machine. 5 horsepower, 3-phase knee mill with a phenotic draw. Oh, yeah. That drawbar on it. It does have DC servos, so okay.
I'm lost at that point. That's where you come in.
Yeah.
That's what you're so
Yes, John, we do have but here's the problem with the Bridgeport that we have right now. We have to retrofit it. We're going around, trying to figure out the best solution for the retrofit that we want to get. And so if I can find a deal like what John's proposing here, and it ends up being cheaper to just get that mill that's already running instead of trying to retrofit the one we have right now. We can always retrofit it down the road. So I just need a CNC machine like yesterday.
yeah, right.
So
You're not lying. So. All right. So yeah. We'll have to look into that and see what else.
yep. So yeah, 3-axis. The one you ran, Philip, third was 3-axis. I can't believe that was a 3-axis that big. Oh, you know what? Then again, we did have a 3-axis machine at Diebold that was a huge machine. It was a Cincinnati though. Wasn't a Haas.
All right. So back to the Le Mans.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I mean, really? I mean, brakes, wiring,
Tires.
throw the motor in and go. I mean, fluids, obviously, but
Yeah.
he thinks we can get this all done in a day.
He is drinking more than just his beer.
We need that motor so we can get some more, go-go juice. We got to get going on it.
We need the weather to break.
Yeah, that too.
And then, because then I can take my Firebird out, put that in. I don't know where I'm going to put it out of the way yet. And then we can push that Le Mans in, get everything around here cleaned up, organized, and then we can start going to town on it.
I'll probably just put the Firebird up, pull up the hill a little bit, and then we can coast it back into the garage after we get the Mons in here.
Yeah. Well, the Firebird's going to roll easy, like easy,
Right.
because it's just a shell. So the thing weighs like 900 pounds. No, it weighs more than that, but it's very light. And that GTO, whoo.
Well, we'll pull that out and then we'll pull it up the hills. That way,
Or
we
Le
got a
Mans,
little,
I should say.
Yeah, and then let it roll right back in here because we'd be able to push this backwards right into the garage. So
Yep.
that or if you guys want to come and have a couple beers.
Well, the Le Mans has a spool in it right now, and I think we're going to change that too, because driving on the street with a spool is cool. Don't get me wrong, but going around turns and stuff like that, it's not so cool whenever your tires going. So, Philip the Third's got to get a beer. All right. So, yeah. So, I mean, I'm curious to see how many guys on here has purchased a car off Facebook, Craigslist, RacingJunk.com, and you know, some of the horror stories that you found in some of these cars. They all can't be perfect.
Well, I mean, how many years has this car been sitting? Now we know at least a year here. At least. So
This car's been sitting here for 2 years. I would say it's probably been sitting probably 5, if not more years.
wow. All right, so you're gonna have to go over a lot of things.
Oh yeah, it's going to need a whole. Yeah. One of the ones I used to run had a pallet changer for your workpiece. Pull one workpiece in the middle, and while you're unloading and reloading. Yeah, the pallet ones, those are pretty cool. I do like those. You ever seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet. I forget where we took a tour of a machine shop, and they had the CNC merry-go-round pallet changer. So the guy had one workstation. He'd load whatever part they were milling on the pallet, and he'd take it off and then put the new part on, or the block aluminum or whatever, and then it would just keep spinning all day.
Just get it. Make that money.
I just picked them up on the side of the road. Cars
Or pallets. Cars, okay. Where are you picking up those cars
or
at?
women. But yeah, so going along with the CNC thing, I'm going to well, let me back up for a second. I forgot to tell you guys. In the link of this channel, there is 2 links in there for a we lost the camera.
Oh.
I can't. It's 5 or 6:30 already.
Here, I'll get it. I gotta go take
He's going to go jiggle the wire.
2 wires.
Yep, we're good. So the links are to a Pontiac metal signs that I'm going to be cutting out of 18 gauge steel, and one's an arrowhead and the other one's an tin Indian head. They're going to be bare steel, and they're on sale right now. So if you guys are looking for, and the one is the tin Indian head is 9 inches round, and the Pontiac arrowhead is 12 inches tall by 6 inches wide. So check those links out if you are interested in doing some metal signs. And that is, I got the website for our business up and going. Well, my wife did. I didn't. My wife did. So now you guys, if you're interested, you can go and click on that. And but I have a CNC plasma cutter, and I'm going to do some exhaust flanges for NHRA Bandit, as a matter of fact. And then I think I have someone else I'm doing exhaust flanges for the Rammer 5 head. I can't remember who it is for now, but I'm going to be cutting those out. So I'm going to be doing a video with that. It won't be live or anything, but it'll be a video. So, and then Walt says, know a guy with a couple of Fidels for a huge truck size. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why my dad keeps asking me about those. The place I worked at, Bill, the Caterpillar and MTB tapered tool holders for Fidel until they went out of business. Oh, okay. Awesome. And by the way, I made a video for you guys answering the question, how much groceries can you get in a vet? I went to check out Philip Third's YouTube page. And yes, you do need flanges. I'll have to see if I can scrounge up some steel. I'll cut some out for you. Brought my 38 off eBay. What a disaster. Oh man, 38. Yeah, I bet, because I've seen some barn finds and from the 30s, and those cars, man, cool cars, very cool cars, but it seems like they're always a disaster every single time. It's almost like someone started on them and then they just kind of gave up.
Yeah. And no shoots, by the way.
No shoots.
No shoots.
All right.
I peeked in there real quick when I had to jiggle the wire.
So I didn't think there was, because, like I said, usually it's in front of the trunk. You have to reach in and clunk. Oh, got the trunk to open.
Yeah, because I seen the key and the wire in it there for a minute. I was like, that's not for the chute.
Nope. Oh, Jeannie. Is it Jeannie? I don't want to say it wrong. Or is it Janae?
Janae.
But so man, Philip Third, you're doing just as good as us. 2 YouTube channels.
Wow.
I don't know how many people on here remember my dad's 1991, I think it was, Pro Stock Firebird. It was blue, and it used to be black as well, but the last color was blue. And it used to be the old Pennzoil stock car, or Pro Stock car. That car, when he bought it, it wasn't bad, believe it or not. The wiring and everything was pretty nice. Whoever owned the car after the
I know you know the name because you told me.
Bickle, I think, is his last name. The Pennzoil race team owned it. They sold it when they're done. Believe it or not, there was a lot of controversy with that. Not that car, but the race team in that time. But the guy who bought it off of them took really good care of it. But anyways, we're working on this car in my dad's shop. I'm checking everything over, and the front tires had like 2 or 3 plugs in it.
What?
Yeah.
They don't let you do that shit nowadays.
Well, guess what? We ran it.
If they allowed it, we're gonna allow it, right?
We ran it.
Oh, jeez. Philip Third, Sir Philip the Third, Lord. Oh.
Yes, indeed. Holdner's Garage bought a 68 GTO in 78, drove it 100 mile an hour on the way home. 1 mile from the house at 30 mile an hour, left rear wheel came off and crushed the car. Entire rear of the car was Bondo, parted out, $400 gone. Wow.
Wow. That's a lot.
Thank God, though, it happened to you at 30 mile an hour, because you would have rolled that car 100 mile an hour.
Well, and that close to home, too.
Yeah, that too. They say most accidents happen a mile away from your house or is it 3 miles away from something crazy, like really close to your house? That's why I floor it as soon as I leave here. The further I get from my house, the better I am.
Wow. That's what sucks. It's like nowadays you wonder why they got the magnetic sticks and they go through and they check, because honestly, anymore, if I were to buy a car here in this state, that's your best investment. Walk around that car and make sure there's no Bondo.
Yep. And look at the frame.
Yeah, because
they will be rotted out.
It's not worth it.
Nope. My dad, so growing up, I never had the luxury of having a lift. Of course, my dad gets a new shop, and what does he do? He gets 2 lifts. And I'm like, wow, where's my dad at? What'd you do with him? So, and so we get this, I think it was a Ford Thunderbird. It was like a 95 or something like that. We go to put it up on the lift, and as we start jacking it up, tires were still on the ground.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, it was literally picking it had to been a unibody car then. So I don't know if it was a Ford Thunderbird, but I just remember we were jacking. It might have been the Dodge Neon that we were supposed to do brakes on, and we ended up telling the customer, we can't work on your car. It's not safe.
Wow.
But yeah, I forget what car it was now, but yeah, we're picking it up, and I'm watching it as I'm holding the button, raising it up, and I'm like, man, the tires are not coming off the ground. The fender gap's getting bigger.
Air ride.
And I'm waiting, and finally I just stopped. But GTO George.
Oh, okay,
so
just finished the wiring.
This George guy, okay, great guy. They call him GTO George. He has a beautiful GTO, and it's supercharged.
Oh.
And it's blue and white. And he's at every single Pontiac event that I can ever remember. I mean, I've been going almost my whole life, and I remember seeing him there. I don't think he's had that car for that long. I'm 40 now, so it's been 20 some years I've been going with my dad, and I think it started in 95. But I know GTO George has been there, so he's been around for a while around us. 93. Yep. But his GTO is really cool. I've always looked at that car and I'm like, man.
See, now that'd be kind of cool if we could get pictures on there. I know
YouTube won't let you.
Yeah, we almost need to get the Facebook page and kind of upload some photos on there. Share your photos. That'd be awesome. Need to do a photo dump maybe one time. We'll throw them on here and do a quick screening of them.
Let's see here. Let me just take a little peek here, see if I can pull up some pictures. But yeah, there's Arnie Farmer, Beswick. Yeah, of course they don't have any pictures. But yeah, so I love the fact that I look at these names and I recognize the names. That's pretty cool. Like my dad's been doing this for 45 years or something like that now. So, it's just, he's used to talking to you guys. I remember working at the shop, and I would answer the phone and everyone goes, "Hey, Don." And I'm like, "Oh, this is his son, Brandon." And they're like, "What?" "You sound just like your dad." Well, I guess that's a good thing. I would send pictures of my PT Cruiser, but you just crap on it. Yeah, Jason does that, Gotta smack him around every once in a while. Gotta fix my mic.
You said you don't have that PT Cruiser no more, though.
Well, he still has pictures.
It's all right to kind of put it down a little bit. You even said it wasn't. You even said it wasn't the best of the best. Philip III.
Yeah, but
It gave you a run.
let's see here. Pontiac Nationals, Norwalk, Ohio.
As my wife's sending me comments on my phone. But sorry, we're not talking about a Jeep. We're not talking about Hemi powered.
Jeep. She kills me with her Jeep.
If anybody wants to finance that project, I would like to make the Jeep into a Hellcat and see if we can actually make it work.
Oh, you can make it work.
But is it worth it though?
No. It is not.
Be doing more burnouts than it is to be purpose of driving the damn thing.
Yeah. No. NHRA banner. Let me double check and get back to you tomorrow. You can message my dad even if you have his Facebook contact or even his number, NHRA Bandit. Just let him know. He'll let me know. That's fine.
Where's John located at?
I think Indiana.
Field trip.
I think. Where was the PRI show at?
Oh shit. That was in Chicago, was it?
Oh wait. No. I don't remember. Anyways. Trying to find some pictures. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to
Indy.
Okay, yeah, Indy. Philip III sent some pictures to my dad's phone. I'm going to have to create an email so that way I can have you guys just send the pictures to my email and then I can go onto that and grab them myself and then we can talk about them the following week. Thank you, NHRA Bandit.
That would be kind of cool. Kind of do like a quick, send us some pics of all the viewers and what you got, and kind of go through and be like,
well, what sucks is my dad's internet at the shop sucks. He's trying to get it figured out, and he's going around and around and whatever. But that's behind us. Was our showers. I'm reading my wife's comment. The behind us was pictures of our followers. So we had, people's cars hanging up behind us. And I wanted to do that because I was like, that'd be really cool, to have my dad's sign on there from when he was first started his business. And then his race cars were on there, but then have all of our followers and listeners. I don't know what you guys want to be called, but have their pictures of their cars behind us too. And that way, they can say, oh yeah, we're the ones with, the GTO that, right behind your right shoulder. And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But, I got tons of pictures that I've already sent to your dad.
you have to send it to Brandon because he doesn't forward that kind of information to us.
No. So I think I have an email set up, but let me check it tonight and then I'll let you guys know next week. And then you guys can send me whatever on that and I will check it.
I'm curious about the vet with the groceries. I want to see how many groceries you can actually fit in that thing.
Well, you know what? Let's take a look here.
Then I can say, I got me a grocery getter. See, honey, I'll get me a vet. I'll go get groceries.
There you go, yeah. Let's see here.
Oh, I see some.
Here we go. All right. So that's.
Can you show that on there?
Yep. Let me switch here. Here we go. All right, everybody. This is. We'll get to GTO George here in just a second. Okay. Hold on one second, GTO George. Now, this is Philip III showing how many groceries he can get inside of his Corvette. So,
Hey, this video is for Jason and Don and Brandon of DCI Motorsports Unleashed. You picking on me. You said, just how much groceries can you get in a Corvette? Well, you can get a lot of groceries in there. Let's see, what do we got here? We got some steak, and we got some hamburger, a couple gallons of milk, some coffee, cupcakes. Gotta have cupcakes.
gotta have cupcakes.
And let's see, we got some
Got the
cheese
essentials.
and some lime.
Ah, there it
and a couple of
is.
12 packs of Modelo Negro.
Yes. 24
and
pack.
the neighbor ladies' prescriptions. So,
So you got everything and the kitchen sink in there, Philip.
yeah. Yeah, you can get an awful lot in a Corvette.
Yeah,
There's
you
still
can.
room for at least one woman. Well, there you have it.
Perfect. So there you have it. Philip III. So you can fit a 24 pack.
Amateur stacking. Okay, I agree. You could probably get a little bit more beer in there.
What is a good piston ring for a cruising car 421 with a small blower on it? Kath does put her foot in it once in a while. My dad just talked about the new piston ring that he started using a couple of years ago. I know that I'm having a brain fart with the company now.
He did mention it about, I think it was 2-3 weeks ago when we were digging in and talking about the engines.
Yeah, so I know he likes the JE piston rings. I know he uses a lot of those and a lot of his builds. And Clevite 77, they're good. But they're not as good as they used to be, believe it or not. King bearings is a lot of what my dad uses now for his Pontiac motors, unless it's like a special crankshaft or something along those lines. But typically he uses King bearings for if he can get them. But yeah, I would say JE piston rings. But my dad had that new one that I can't remember now.
Almost need to replay the video.
I know, because
He touched about it a lot. About
yeah, because it's a company I'd never heard of, and they put bevel on the edge to help with scratching of the walls, and
it. Yep.
it might have been DSS old school. I was really hoping you guys would help me out here.
Yeah, I was saying, I don't think that doesn't ring a bell.
I haven't built motors with my dad in probably, and I'm not kidding you, probably 15 years. To be honest, I go out and I do all the grunt work when, if he needs me to. I try to get out there as much as I can to do that. But yeah, I haven't physically built motors for my dad in 15 plus years. It's been a long time. I was building them with him when I was 16.
Right.
16, 17. And now, my dad and we butt heads like the Tuttles. So there was a lot of times where he told me to go get a job. And so I did.
Well, and unfortunately, both our dads are the same way. So
Yeah. Love him to death. And, he and I are too much alike, I think, is the problem. And
well, I think they're stubborn too. They don't want.
well, yeah. But,
I I mean, we're not young, but we're not old. But man, you got to hand over the reins every now and again.
That's right.
So you got to trust us. There's only a few of us that have so much passion in what we do. And I can tell you what, I can give you Brandon this. He has a lot of passion in this when it comes to machine work and like down to quality. Brandon, it's it. There's no better quality. I'll give it to that.
And I picked a lot of those characteristics and things up from my dad. When I worked at the shop, I used to get so mad at my dad when I was younger. I'm talking like 12 years old, sandblasting cylinder head, these cast iron cylinder heads, sandblasting for hours and hours. And and I remember opening up the sandblasting cabinet, and it was a top loader. So, I'm a little scrawny boy picking these things up, going, oh, and I'm looking at them like, yeah, they look good, and I'm proud as punch, taking them over to my dad. Dad, those look good. You missed there. Did you even open your eyes when you sandblasted these things? So I learned, and I didn't understand it at the time, but I learned from my dad that attention to detail is way better than trying to just get something out the door. You pay attention to detail, you make it quality, you put, your passion into it, then you're going to have an automatic good product, and the customer will be happy. And that's where I got it from. I got it beat into my head from a young age. I wanted to be at the shop when I was younger. And if I wanted to be at the shop, I had to do two things: clean, and I had to not scratch cars. So 3 things: not scratch the cars, and I had to pay attention to detail on everything. Even when it came down to washing the car, we had to use a certain chamois. It had to be wiped a certain way, all that stuff. And I got it all from the old man.
And a lot of this stuff is detail.
Yes.
And that's what he does today. It's detail. What I do, it goes to this guy. He looks at it. I fucked up. He tells me.
Well, but I don't tell you. I help you.
You help.
Yeah.
But, right. But I don't. But it's because of this guy.
Right. And, and that's, the only way I know is because someone had to show me, so I just didn't wake up one day and knew it. So, we all get taught. We're always learning. John Monin says, I'm multitasking by watching this video and talking to my wife, and I'm doing neither well.
Well, because she doesn't understand what you're watching, and you're trying, you're not understanding what she's saying.
Right. Oh man, that's a tough decision. I feel for you, John. You don't want to just ignore her, because then, well,
you're in the doghouse.
Yeah, that's not good. And you definitely don't want to ignore us, well, because that's not good either. Just tore apart his moon seat and bought a rebuild kit for it. All right. Yeah, the Muncies, not Moonsea. Muncies. Those are trying to think of the right word. They're not difficult, but there's a lot of moving parts inside those things. A lot of moving parts. You got a bunch of gears, bearings. One of my first major restos was a 64 Vet when I was 19. It took some trophies at a local show, and big Vet show had a small fisheye in the bottom of the front fender, and my dad pointed it right out.
Well, that's what dads are for.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, I completely get it.
Yeah, John, I get it. My wife's messaged me as we speak, and she's like, she's sending me freaking boring memes. So.
Well, you know, like to be interested in this stuff, you have to really be interested in this stuff. You know, and it's all guy talk too. So,
Right,
you know, I get it.
Well,
It Philip
we're
Third
not
why-
talking about shoes or purses, so.
right? See what Philip Third put?
Well, don't say that too much because then he's gonna have to go back and watch it because he's gonna see what we
Right?
did wrong or what.
Oh yeah, and trust me, he does. I get a text message. I'll get a text message tomorrow. I see you talking about me.
Nothing bad, Don. You are the brains, but
Yep.
we gotta let just all the bullshit hit the fan and just talk about it. Put it all on the floor.
Yep.
So
Easier than rebuilding a 4L60E. I have not rebuilt one of those before, but I did a 700 R4 and I forgot a few things the first time I put it back together. Thankfully, it was my transmission. And I didn't do any damage. I was actually really shocked. But the 700 R4 and the 4L80s and the 4L60s, if I'm in the turbo, or not turbo, but the 200 R4, I do believe are all kind of the same platform. And yeah, they're a pain in the butt.
well, the 4L60s. Why are they so popular? I've seen it. I'm not a car guru. I don't know these numbers. I don't know these terms, and I apologize.
No, that's
but
fine.
that one sticks out to me. Why? There's a lot of problems.
Well, a lot of problems in the factory world, yes. Chevy was having issues with them. But more so, a lot of hot rod guys use the 4L60 and the 4L80s because it has 4 gears in it.
Okay.
And so you have overdrive. Now they have 6L80s, I think, or 6L90s, and 8L90s or 8L80s or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah. Biggest problem, like what my truck has, the 6-speed. So I can't remember which one that is now. There's so many of them. But my truck, the weakest link in my truck is the torque converter. And what happens is it gets starved of fluid, and then it starts coming apart, and then it goes through your transmission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, John said, "I will smile when we are watching a bunch of culturally and sexually diverse firemen and police shows later tonight." That must be your wife texting that. Okay.
No, he's going to smile and act like he's enjoying it when she's watching that stuff. That's what he meant.
Oh, okay. And then Philip III said, "Answer run of the mill, just about everything came with it." Oh, well, okay. So that's why it's so familiar. That's why,
Yeah.
because I come from a car background. I did more the fabrication part of it. My grandparents, my dad, they did a bunch of restore mods when it came to anything, because we grew up in a fabrication family. So they did body work. I mean, I got pictures of me in old Fords, old Chevys, both my uncle, my dad, and my grandpa. I mean, sitting here on floorboard doing wire work, doing floors. So yeah, I've seen it, but I can't put the technical terms to it. Oh, sorry, camera.
Camera's on you anyway, so you're talking.
So, wow, a lot of echo.
Is it? No,
Yeah.
too close.
Too close. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the interference. But wow, it's almost that time already.
Yep.
I can't believe it went off that quick. So sorry about the interruption. But yeah, so again, that's kind of where my love is fabrication. But all the terms, you got me. That's where this guy comes in.
And I don't even know all of them. I've been out of the game for 10 years, like out of the game. So $700 Ford for sale. And then John Monin says his next trans will be a Turbo 400 with gear vendors overdrive. Yes, that I bet. In my opinion, that is the best setup because what's the transmission place that are in Ohio? They're big. Rossler Transmissions. They have a special Turbo 400 gear setup that the Street Outlaw guys use. And they have a special converter for it and everything. And they use a gears vendor. And the gears vendor actually, I don't own one. I never have. But I heard that if you put a gear vendor on it, that it actually makes you pick up horsepower because the way that they have it geared and everything, when you switch into the overdrive, it makes the engine work more efficiently somehow. And I'm sure someone knows what the science more than I do. And you can pick up a mile per hour in ET. So that's really cool.
That's what Scott said. Vendors on the back end, and then same thing with Phil Ferd. He said gear vendors. So stepped right into that one.
Yep. Yeah, the Rossler is GTO. Okay. Turbo 210. Nice. Yeah. I didn't even because for a long time the Street Outlaw guys were keeping it hush hush what kind of transmission they were using. And then I think Big Chief was the one to let it out. And Rossler came out and said, yeah, here's the gears that these guys are using, the gear ratios that these guys are using, the torque converter that we recommend for it and everything. And I think they have an actual package now, and it's called the Street Outlaw package or something crazy like that. But
well, he's dipping his hands in everything he can. So
yep.
I don't know, got kicked off or he quit and then he came back. Now he's doing his own thing.
Big Chief. Yeah, I think he made some people mad, and he had to go through some battles on his own. And now he's back, and seems like he's doing better. He looks healthier. But I think the Street Outlaws thing has ran its course.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of the guys aren't even doing no prep anymore. So. Oh, okay. Turbo 400 with 210 gears in it. Yep. Okay. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, John Mon, my buddy, is switching to a Rossler on his 200 mile per hour dragster and drive it. Nice. Yeah. Rossler transmissions are the way to go. I do believe that's what Ed Page is going to be putting in his car, or already has in his car, maybe even. They know their stuff. That's for sure. Well, everybody, I'm glad that you guys had fun. I know I had fun. And Jason, you had fun?
Oh, yeah.
And it's 7:03 now, so we're going to wrap it up. We don't want to bore you guys too much. No, it is not cheap.
No.
But you know what? I think that's one of those things where they say you pay once, cry once, and obviously if you check your fluids and stuff, I think those transmissions actually last. That's the thing. Yeah, Big Chief did move to a new house. I don't know if he sold his garage or not.
I don't think he did. I think more.
I know he moved everything out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
he still has a garage. It's just
he has a garage on the property.
No, but I mean, like, he still does his own thing. Like, he builds cars and stuff to finance his own.
And he could very well Midwest Motorsports or Midwest Cars or something like that. Yeah. Yes, I will have an email ready, and I will let you guys know what it is next week.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think that way you guys can get your photos.
Yeah, you can share anything. Send anything you guys want. If you have a question, even send it. I'll have access to the email, so that way I'll check it. But yeah, Well, thanks for hanging with us, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you guys are looking for those Pontiac signs, the 2 links below, and they're on sale right now. So, I think that's it for me. You have anything else to add?
No, that's it.
All right. And, well, thanks for hanging with us, guys.
We'll see you next week.
Yep. Stay safe, and I'll see you all next week.
Later.